Hello everyone, my name is Bayo Hua. I am a solution engineer for Oracle, located in Reston, Virginia. Today I'm going to show you how to launch a Oracle OCI OS Management Service. So first I'll give a brief introduction of what OS Management Service is. So OS Management Service enables you to monitor the packages installed on instances. It allows you to search for packages, to add or remove packages, and to update existing packages when updates become available. So the OS Management Service is an agent-based service. The OS Management Service agent must be installed in instances in order for the service to operate. So before everything, we have to set up the instances, but prior to that, we need to first set up what we call a dynamic group. So to set up a dynamic group, you simply go to the top left of the hamburger menu. You go down to Identity, Dynamic Groups. And from here, you'll click the blue button. It says Create Dynamic Group. And you give it a name. Description is optional. And one thing that's important about dynamic group is when you create a dynamic group, you have to define rules. As you can see, under matching rules, it is showing you an example of how a dynamic group rule should be set up. So in here, you can allow any instance in this tenancy or a compartment OCID to be included in this group. So once you complete this step, you can go ahead and click Create Dynamic Group, and the dynamic group can be created. So here I have already created a dynamic group. There are 4 here, but I created this one to specifically to be used for this demonstration. So as you can see, I said any instance in this compartment can be added to this dynamic group. So the next step you have to do, you have to create policies. So go under Identity, Policies, Create Policy. As you can see, I have created the dynamic group policy prior to this demo. But to do so, you have to name your policy. What you can do here is that you can allow the dynamic group to use the OSMS managed instances in the tenancy. Or you can also narrow it down by allowing the dynamic group to use OSMS managed instance in the compartment if you want to give it less of access to a certain compartment instead of the entire tenant. So as you can see, I will click into it. So I added 3 statements within this dynamic group policy. It is to, 1, allow dynamic group, which I named Patch and Demo, to use the OSMS managed instances, and also I allow this group to read instance family in compartment demo, which is where I'm planning on setting up the OS management group. And last but not least, I allowed the service OSMS to read instances in compartment demo. Okay, from here on, I'm going to go ahead and go to the hamburger menu on top left. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to create a compute instance. So you go under compute, instances, and under the compartment demo, you can already see I have launched 2 patch and demo 1, patch and demo 2, just 2 instances I've launched here that are already in the OS management group. I launched a new instance, it's called OSMS test. So the first thing you need to do is to configure the instance to be able to run OSMS service. First thing you have to do is to install the OSMS agent. You'll have to shell script into the instance. So go to your terminal. You will need the public IP address from the instance. Okay, now you're in the instance. Step 1 of configuring the compute instance is that you have to install a OSMS agent. You can find this by reading the Oracle white paper in regards to OS management. You can find that just by doing a Google browser search. Okay, so now you're inside of the compute instance. The first thing you need to do is to install the OSMS agent. Sudo yum install OSMS agent. You can find this command on Oracle white paper in regards to the OS management. A simple Google search will bring you there. And after that, there's one more step you have to do, which is to configure the OSMS agent. So for that, there's one thing you need to take note of. Based on the version of the Linux you're running, you have chosen for your instance, you have to run a different command, which is also listed on the white paper. So for me, I have selected Oracle Linux 7. So what I need to do here, right, is to type in sudo yum config manager -- enable ol7 _ OCI _ included. And it varies with the version of the Linux you're using. After this step, your configuration is completed and your compute instance will be ready to be added into the OS management group. So to find OS management services on OCI console page, you simply have to go to compute and you slide down to OS management and you create an instance group. This is to create a OS management group. You name the group and give it a description. So once you're in the OS management group, you will be able to see all the instances that you have already added to the group. To add a OSMS instance, simply click Add Managed Instances. Choose the compartment where your instance is deployed under. In this case, the only instance that I have installed OSMS agent with that I have not added to the group is the OSMS test. So I can select that, add managed instances. In a brief moment, you should be able to see here we are. You should see the OSMS test instance added to the OS management group. So now you can see for this instance, there are different packages available for me to select and install. Here from the left to the right, you're able to see the name of the package, right? And also what version of the package update it is currently available, what you currently have, what architecture it is built upon, and also the function of the package. There are pages of pages for these packages. And also, you can choose to install update on this one single instance, or you can go back to the OS managed group and apply if assuming they're the same type of instance or running on the same version of Linux. So you're able to group install packages to patch the instance. That would save you a lot of work if you have hundreds of instances running in the same group. So when you look at the OSMS management console, from the left side, you can see there are several options I can select. You can check the available package updates, which is displayed in this area, which I have went over previously. And you can also look up all available packages and also what's already been installed on this instance, which this is a new instance, so I shouldn't have installed any. And also, if you move down under groups, you should see the other OS management groups that you have set up under the same compartment, which I only have one. And you can also see scheduled jobs. So to schedule for a patching job, simply select the package that you would like to install. Click on the triple dotted line on the right side, select Install Update. And from here you can choose that if you want to install this update right now or you want to do a customer schedule. In this case, when I select custom schedule, you can rename the upgrade. You can update saying I'm trying to update this instance, or you want to update a group of instances. So under time and date, you can select when you want this update to happen. right? There are different time that you can select, or you can make it happen on a different day. And you can go ahead and click install package update, and the job will be scheduled, and you will be able to see that in your scheduled jobs. When the install begins, it will show you a yellow on the left, and it will say in progress dot. When the install is completed, you should see a green dot followed by succeeded, and the status bar should show 100, which represents 100% completed. So this concludes my introduction to OSMS installation and configuration.